What is up, Bills Mafia? We have 122 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57. This channel is going to document every single day leading up to that amazing moment with a video or live stream. Yes, sir. I have a feeling you were trying to watch that Thursday night game and you said, you know what? I would rather watch a middle-aged guy in his basement doing a live stream than watching the Bears against the Washington Comanches. That would have been funny if they had named them the Comanches. I would have appreciated that humor. All right. So we're on Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Game is 3 days away. The game. The biggest game of the year. What's up, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yes, the edibles. That's a great question. What would make this game better to watch without, being too perverted? I would say having a Scrabble tournament at your house while watching the game might make it better. Perhaps going through an old scrapbook of somebody else's family that you don't know. That'd be more interesting, or make this game more interesting. Perhaps trying to see how many places of pi you can memorize before the end of the game. 3.14. Then after that, I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, hockey started tonight for the Sabres. Sabres won. Hope I didn't ruin that for you if you were taping it. Taping the Sabres game so you can catch the Commanders-Bears game. Wish they got one field goal. Unbelievable. They have not had a touchdown on Thursday Night Football in 6 quarters now. Maybe more. So, Sabres won tonight. It's a good time to be a Buffalo sports fan. I'll tell you what. It is a good time to be a Buffalo sports fan. So listen, I'm going to try something here. I don't know if anybody will take advantage of it, but I have a Zoom link in the description. I'm not going to take anybody's Zoom call just yet, but in a little bit, if you want to pop on so I can, hear you at least, maybe see you, that'd be cool. I got a little thing set up so you'll pop up on the stream. Do it. When I open it up, do it. It'll be fun. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it won't be fun. I have no idea. My voice is a little bit better than last night. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. Certainly don't want to be sick for the Chiefs game. We'll see what happens. I don't know about you, but I've been on and off sick for the last 3 years. That COVID or whatever it was that was, running rampant across the globe. I think that might be why I haven't been feeling great for the most part, on and off for the last, at least a couple years. It could be because I'm getting old and I don't eat very well. That could be the case too. All right. One of the things I didn't get out on Tuesday is my power rankings. So I got to get those out of the way. So I got them queued up here as if anybody cares what my power rankings are. But I have them here. I'm going to play it. We can talk about each team as we go along as they're kicking off on Thursday Night Football. Let's check out the power rankings that I have for after week 5. Here we go. First, it's those aforementioned Washington Comanches. I think I'm going to call them the Comanches from now on. The Washington Comanches are the worst team in football. They come in at number 32. They didn't move up or down in the rankings. They were last in my power rankings last week. And there's the Bears. The Bears are at number 31. They're playing tonight to find out who's going to be the worst team next week. Moving up a little bit are the Texans. I know absolutely nothing about this team. I just know that they're bad. The Panthers, they lost, right? Yeah, they lost. They're at 29. They stink. The Steelers got pounded by some team in Western New York. Knocked them, well, they're still at 28. The Colts, they're terrible. They fell to 27 in my power rankings. And then you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost to, I think, the Eagles, right? I'm not sure. They're 26. The Lions get blanked. That was embarrassing by the Patriots. Yeah, you don't score in this NFL, you are really bad. At 24, it is the Seahawks. Geno Smith is playing well, but not well enough. I don't know why I have the Broncos moving up to 23. They're really bad. Russell Wilson, I told you he would be a mistake. I told you he would not play well in Denver. 22, we have the Falcons. The Falcons, they got a good team. They just can't seem to put a full game together, a complete game together. You got the Browns at 21. They moved up, even though they blew it. They had a field goal at the end and missed it. The Patriots, that 29-0 beat down of the Lions puts them at number 20. Got the Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals. I hate Kyler Murray. I hate Arizona. They stay at 19. At number 18, got the Dolphins. They're falling hard. They were frauds. They might win 4 more games this year. That'll be about it. I don't know why I have the Rams moving up. They look terrible against the Cowboys, but, whatever. They're at 17. That's where I'm putting them. That's about where they'll stay all year long. The Saints at 16. They are just the Saints. I don't know much about them. At 15, it's the Raiders. They are the best 1-4 team ever in the history of the NFL. They dropped to 15. They should be at least 2-3. The Jets. How about the Jets? I told you the Jets were going to be good. I told you. And they crushed the Dolphins. Coming at number 13, it's the Titans. They won, but I dropped them down a spot. Why not? Hello, Mr. Diggs. At number 12, it's the Chargers. They are definitely falling short of expectations so far this season. At number 11, it's the Buccaneers. I don't like them. 10, it's the Bengals. After that loss, they hung in there, but they lost. Packers got beat by the Giants. I mean, that was a bit of a surprise. They dropped to 9. Then we have the Giants. They're moving up. Are they a real 4-1 team, or are they going to be exposed over the next few weeks? I don't know. I just don't know. At number 7, we have the Ravens. They move up after beating the Bengals. And we got the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. I guess they're good. I don't know. Cowboys moving up. There's something interesting I'm going to talk about here in a second. But Cowboys, number 5. San Francisco 49ers. I don't know. This team might be a fraud as well. Jimmy Garoppolo, is he having a resurgence there? They're at number 4. Staying at number 3 are the Eagles. I mean, I guess the Eagles are good. And then here are your 2 best teams in the NFL. It's the Chiefs at number 2. They are definitely looking good. Their offense is looking solid. And at number 1, it is, of course, the Buffalo Bills. Now, what I find interesting about the top teams in the NFL, right? Because if you're like me, you are looking ahead to the Super Bowl. I would be a terrible NFL player because sports reporters would ask me, about the games coming up like we do Josh Allen. And of course, Josh Allen always says, oh, the next game is the only game that we're concentrating on. If it was me, I'd be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm thinking about the Super Bowl right now. Be like, you're really thinking about the Super Bowl? I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about the Super Bowl. That's all I'm thinking about. And so what I'm thinking about is their opponent. I mean, who are they going to play in the Super Bowl, right? And if you look at the top teams right now in the NFC, there's some super interesting storylines based on who the Bills could play. Bills hitman. Say 2 seasons. Jimmy G started a full season with the 49ers, went to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship game, respectively. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy G was kind of touted as Tom Brady's replacement. Like every year he was like, when's Jimmy G going to take Tom Brady's place? And then I think Jimmy realized, okay, I'm never going to start in New England. So back to the Super Bowl potential matchups. I mean, the storylines are just absolutely amazing. Think about it, right? Let's start with the unlikely teams, the NFC, that are really good to make it to the Super Bowl, starting with the Giants. What an incredible matchup that would be. New York Giants. First of all, you have Brian Daboll, right? Going up against, of course, his old team. The New York Giants, if you're old enough like me to remember, that was the first Super Bowl loss, was against the New York Giants. And for that rematch to happen, and for the Bills to beat the Giants in the Super Bowl, to erase everything, would be spectacular. It would be the icing on the cake of the most epic experience for all Bills fans. Not the younger ones. The younger ones don't really care, I don't think. But us older Bills fans, remembering that wide right, going back to the Super Bowl against the Giants this year and beating them, and maybe beating them by a field goal, which I'm pretty sure Buffalo's going to blow out whoever they play in the Super Bowl. But, you don't know for sure. And there's Tyler Bass hitting a 46-yard field goal with no time left. The Bills win, and maybe, who knows, maybe even by the same score, but maybe by the score that they would have won if Scott Norwood had hit that field goal in Super Bowl 25. They lost 20-19. They win 22-20. That would be, so that's one storyline, right? Then, Bills Mafia Hitman just said it. How about the Bills playing the Cowboys? Of course, the Bills lost 2 straight Super Bowls to the Cowboys. Super Bowl 27 and Super Bowl 28. Can you believe that? We lost 4 straight Super Bowls. That's just amazing. But yeah, so the Bills go and play the Cowboys, and they slay the demons from their past by beating the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. That would be amazing, because that there'd be so many former Bills players from that Super Bowl team there at the Super Bowl. There'd be so many Cowboys players at the Super Bowl from those 2 teams. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman. I don't know, is Troy Aikman even maybe calling the game? I don't know. Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, of course, Jim Kelly. It would be that's the second one. I mean, what an incredible storyline that would be. Bills Giants and Bills Cowboys. Then, also potentially out there is the aforementioned San Francisco 49ers. And what is the storyline there? It's kind of interesting. It's not as riveting and intriguing as the first 2. But the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills almost met in the Super Bowl, I think 4 times. In 1988, the Bills lost to the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game. And the Bengals went to the Super Bowl to play the 49ers. And then I think at least twice the Niners lost in the NFC Championship game when the Bills made the Super Bowl, so they would have played the Bills. So maybe this is the storyline. It's the Buffalo Bills against the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl, which, there's not a whole lot more there than that, other than, the two ships finally pass in the night in Super Bowl 57, all these years later. And then the last one is definitely not that intriguing to me. It is the Buffalo Bills playing the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. And you're like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, first of all, the two fan bases clashing in Arizona. I mean, they better bring in the National Guard for that game, because Bills fans and Eagles fans, there'll be trouble in the streets for sure. That alone makes it intriguing. But what that does is if the Bills play the Eagles, they finish off playing all the NFC East teams in the Super Bowl. It's not a very big thing, but that's kind of interesting. They played the Eagles, they played the Giants, they played the Redskins. Those are the three Super Bowl losses that the Bills, three teams that they lost to in the Super Bowl. Let's finish off with the Eagles, and then hopefully beat the Eagles. That would be the best matchup as far as I can tell right now. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and the Eagles, who are looking really good this season, against the Buffalo Bills. That would be a really great battle. So, Diggs, let's go to some comments here, and I'm going to open up the Zoom call too. So if you have the guts, if you have the mojo, or if you're bored, I have a Zoom link in the description. Go ahead, copy it, throw it in a browser. You have to download Zoom, I guess. I don't know. Make sure I can see you, hear you, and we'll give it a try. Will it work? I don't know, but I've got it all set up. So if you want to pop on, say hello, that'd be great, because I can see what some of you look like. But anyway, to the comments, Todd Tollfree says, Chiefs about to clown these king of the pillow fighters 47-17. Chiefs about to clown these king of pillow fighters 47-17. I've got to get my 4-year-old down here so he can read this and tell me what the heck you're talking about. And then we have Bills Mafia say, could be the only team in the NFC East we haven't played. Yes, that's what I said, yeah. So, and then, who do you want? What matchup would you want? What would you want? Oh, do we have a touchdown in the Thursday night game? Holy cow, I think we have a touchdown. Wow. The Bears. Nice catch, too. Nice catch. I personally would like the Cowboys. As you do, Bills Mafia Hitman, I definitely would like the Cowboys, because that to me is what we remember the most from those 4 Super Bowl losses. We don't really, of course, the Giants loss in the wide right is certainly what sticks in everybody's mind the most. But when we think about those Super Bowl losses, I don't know about you, but I think of the Cowboys, because we played them twice. And that fourth one, we had the lead going into halftime, 13-6. The Bills were leading 13-6 at halftime in that fourth game, and they could have gone up by more before halftime. And yeah, I would say the Cowboys. So you said you sat through all 4, and the something is the one I hate the most. I don't know what that. There's a symbol or something there. The blank is the one I hate the most. I can't see. Cows. Is that a cow? Okay, gotcha. Cowboys. All right. Again, I got the Zoom open. If somebody wants to pop on, let's talk about what we'd like to see in the Super Bowl, who you'd like to see, And Mr. Dick says Bills versus Green Bay or Tampa Bay. Yeah, I don't really want to see Tom Brady back there. I hate Tampa Bay. They're such a cartoonish franchise. And like I said, I lived in Tampa Bay and I hated living there, and I just hate those fans. And to me, they're just an extension of Disney World to me. So I don't want to see Tampa Bay in there. Green Bay would be cool, though. Green Bay would be cool. And you may or may not know, it was almost the Bills and the Packers in the first ever Super Bowl. The Bills lost to the Chiefs in the first ever AFC Championship game. Otherwise, it would have been the Bills playing the Packers, and perhaps the Bills could have won the very first ever Super Bowl. You'd like to have Josh Allen retire Brady. I have no interest in seeing Tom Brady anywhere at all. Wouldn't want to hear that people talking about him. I don't think the Bucs are really that good. So I would say I would prefer almost every other team in the NFC over Tampa Bay. I would hate to see the Bills and Panthers, not that they would play the Panthers because the Panthers are terrible, but Bills-Panthers would be really kind of, right? Although there's storylines there with Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane of the Panthers. But other than that, I would hate to see them play the Cardinals. Don't like the Cardinals. I like these like classic matchups, classic teams that franchises, organizations that have been around for decades, like the Packers. That would be sweet. That'd be sweet. So, okay, let's get to the Chiefs game real quick, and then we'll call it a night. Nothing has really changed. I mean, the Bills are getting healthier. They've got, looks like Christian Benford's going to be back. Whoever thought, and when the season started, we'd be pulling our hair out because we didn't have Christian Benford in the lineup. We didn't even know who Christian Benford was, probably most of us, until after the preseason started or the training camp started. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have Christian Benford back. I think Tremaine Edmonds, though, I don't like his play. I think he's definitely better than what we had in there against the Steelers. Wasn't too impressed with Terrell Bernard. I didn't really even see, I don't think he even played that much. Wasn't too impressed with anybody else that they had there at the linebacker position. Yeah, and anything on McCaffrey, nothing. The Bills might make a move. Brandon Beane is a type of GM that definitely is aggressive. He definitely goes out and he tries to make this team better any way he can, but he makes solid decisions, smart decisions. And I don't think McCaffrey's a smart decision for his contract, what we have to pay him next year, and how much of an upgrade we get out of it. I'm not sure it's enough. With that said, if I wake up tomorrow and I hear that Christian McCaffrey was traded to the Bills overnight, the way Stephon Diggs was overnight, then trust me, I'd be happy because it's a big name. He's definitely an upgrade from Singletary, Zach Moss for sure. But I really want to see how James Cook can perhaps put a good season together, because I think James Cook, once he got the yips out, the fumble and the drop pass, I think he could turn into one of the better weapons in our offense. So Bills Mafia 55, you say it's safe to say we reached on Kaiir Elam. Could you imagine this team with Breece Hall? Nice take there. Real nice take there. I appreciate that. That's the guy I predicted the Bills to take. I wouldn't have been, at the time, like thrilled about taking a running back in the first round. But, yeah, I think Breece Hall would be our top running back for sure. But with that said, he'd be against the same offensive line these guys are trying to run the ball with, and maybe Breece Hall wouldn't be doing what he's doing with the New York Jets, but I think he would. I think that was a really good take there for sure. Oh, there we go. Okay. Todd Tollfree is making some sense now. Hope you boys are healthy. Mahomes about to play with the Bills fans' football emotions. I love it. Todd Tollfree's coming. He's bringing some smack talk, and I love it. Good stuff, Todd. Tell you what, I would love to see you Sunday night on my stream around 7:30, 7:45. Okay? Come on by. Come on by. We'll talk a little football about 7:30, 7:45 at night. We'll talk about Patrick Mahomes and our emotions. You'll see some emotions from us Bills fans for sure. Actually, you won't, because I'm going to show you what Bills fans are going to look like after we beat the Chiefs. This is kind of how we are now as Buffalo Bills fans when we watch our team win. We won. That's how it is now. It used to be us Bills fans, if we would beat the Chiefs, be like, oh my God, we beat the Chiefs. We came, honey, we beat the Chiefs. What are the Chiefs? Forget about it. We beat them. Now, when the Bills win, it's kind of like, all right, next. So I would love for you to be here. Don't be late. I love a fan who comes in and has some fun. Todd, believe it or not, I appreciate you coming on and talking some smack. Oh, and Todd, if you're interested, check out the stream tomorrow night. I have a Chiefs fan who's got a podcast I think he's in Las Vegas, coming on to talk about the game. So it'll be fun, and I think you'll get something out of that. And Bill's wife says Todd will be crying and making excuses with Nick Wright. Nick Wright, yeah. Well, you never know. So let's talk about this game. Todd, this is of interest to you, I think. So Buffalo's got the better football team. But by how much? I think about as much as we had a better football team last season when we beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. Actually smoked them, 38-20? And then the Bills, let's face it, they beat the Chiefs twice last year in the same playoff game, right? We take the lead, touchdown to Gabe Davis with, a minute and a half to go. And then Tyreek Hill does what Tyreek Hill does. He turns cheetah on us and goes, 68 yards for a touchdown. And then Josh Allen takes the Bills right down the field, and the Bills win the game again. And then our coaching staff, they make some of the worst decisions over the course of 13 seconds that you will ever see. Probably the only decisions that could be made worse in a short period of time like that in 13 seconds is if you are at a party and you meet a girl and, in 13 seconds, you just make the wrong decisions. I think you know where I'm going with that. That's the only time you could ever make a decision worse than what the Bills did in that 13-second time frame. So, with that said, we have the better team. Going into Kansas City, we have the better quarterback. Yes, I said it. We have the better quarterback. By a lot? No, but we have the better quarterback. We have way better defense. And weapons, we have better weapons. We just have a better football team. So the only way that the Chiefs can pull this one out is if they take advantage of turnovers, which Buffalo has been turning the ball over more than I would like to see in the first 5 weeks of the season. 4 times against the Rams. We had a couple costly turnovers against the Dolphins. We turned the ball over twice against the Steelers. We had a complete game against the Titans. And then the other game was, I can't remember. The Ravens game. We had costly turnovers in that game. You can't turn the ball over to the Kansas City Chiefs because they will make you pay big time. So that is the one area, that's the one variable of this game Sunday night is turnovers. If we turn the ball over, the game's going to be closer than it needs to be. I say that we can get away with probably 2 turnovers. That's it. And they can't be like down deep. The defense should be able to make a lot of stops in this game. And of course, we're all banking on Von Miller making the difference like we think he would have last season in the playoffs, in the playoff game. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, I've talked about the same thing 3 nights in a row, the same game strategy, plan, outlook. It's the same. It hasn't changed in 72 hours. We can't turn the ball over. This team's not going to be able to stop our offense, and we should be able to get some good stops against the Chiefs. That's it. And if anybody wants to jump on, and chat it up a little bit, again, the link to this Zoom call is in this description below. Give it a shot. I'll keep it up for about 5 more minutes, and that'll be it. So Todd's popping off still. Pittsburgh game would have been close if they had a quarterback. Gosh. The Pittsburgh game would have been close if the Steelers had a quarterback. Yeah. The Steelers game would have been close if they had a quarterback, TJ Watt, probably 2 or 3 more Pro Bowl players on the defensive side of the ball, and the Bills didn't have Josh Allen. Then it probably would have been close. Other than that, that's just silliness, Todd, silliness. And Big Ben coming off the bench. So let's look at the Chiefs' season so far. I mean, now the Chiefs have 1 loss. Who did the Chiefs lose to? It's just escaping me. I know it was a really good football team. I know that the Chiefs, I know they lost, but it was only because they played a juggernaut of an NFL team. Was it the Eagles that they lost to? Was it the Cowboys that they lost to? Who did the Kansas City Chiefs lose to? Does anybody want to help me here? Who the Chiefs lost to this season? No, Bob, they did not lose to the Colts. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. There's no way the Chiefs could lose to the Colts. Absolutely impossible. Let me look that up. Todd, you still there? Your Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Colts. That's really bad. That's really bad. So if you if you follow, if you kind of break down a season based on who teams beat and who they lose to, then the Chiefs are definitely behind the 8 ball on that one. You can't lose to the Colts and have a ton of people really thinking that you've got a good football team there. But with that said, the Chiefs then went on and handled the Buccaneers nicely, and they came back against the Raiders nicely last, Monday night, and they've had some impressive wins. They are moving the ball nicely, but I don't think they're going to be able to move the ball at all against a defense that's given up 7 points in the second half all season long. Total. So, Bob, you say that the Bucs and the Raiders suck. I would say the Bucs and the Raiders are average. I would say they're average teams. So, yeah, I mean, the Bills have the better team. I'm not going to say any more than that. But the Chiefs can beat us. Actually, we could beat ourselves. That's pretty much how I look at it. So that's coming up. I'm going to have a guy on tomorrow night, hopefully, from Kansas, or he's a Kansas City fan. And Todd's going to be there, and all of you are going to be there. We're going to have some more fun as we head towards Sunday, one of the biggest games ever. And, of course, I'll live stream it. Thankfully, my voice is coming back, but I'm going to be losing it that night. And then on the Thursday night game, we got a field goal. And it's 7-6 Chicago Bears. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Cannot wait. And remember, we have 122 days to go until the Buffalo Bills win Super Bowl 57. See you tomorrow.